Have you ever heard someone joke about dad brain? Maybe you've seen a new father forget where he left his car keys, struggle to finish a sentence after another sleepless night, or suddenly become incredibly protective of his baby. But what if this wasn't simply exhaustion? What if becoming a father actually changes the structure of a man's brain? Well, according to fascinating research discussed by Scientific American, the answer is yes. For years, scientists focused mainly on how pregnancy changes mothers' brains. But now, researchers are discovering that fathers experience brain changes too. Changes that may help them become better caregivers, more empathetic parents, and stronger emotional supporters for their children. Now here's the surprising part. Fathers can also experience postnatal depression and anxiety, something many people still don't realize. Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating discoveries about fatherhood and why understanding dad brain could transform the way families support fathers around the world. For decades, scientists believed that the biggest brain changes during parenthood happened only in mothers. That seemed perfectly reasonable. Pregnancy, childbirth, and breastfeeding all involve enormous hormonal changes. So naturally, most research focused almost entirely on mothers. Meanwhile, fathers were often seen simply as helpers, rather than active parents, whose own bodies and minds might also be changing. But over the past 20 years, family life has changed dramatically. Many fathers now spend far more time feeding, comforting, bathing, playing with, and raising their children than previous generations ever did. That raised an important question. If fathers are becoming more involved in caring for babies, could their brains be changing too? Scientists decided it was finally time to find out. Here's the amazing discovery. Researchers found that becoming a father can physically reshape parts of a man's brain. Imagine your brain as a huge city, filled with millions of roads connecting different neighborhoods. When a baby arrives, some of those roads are reorganized. Not because the brain is becoming weaker, but because it's becoming more efficient for its new job. Scientists found changes in areas involved in empathy, emotional understanding, paying attention, and responding to a baby's needs. One study, carried out in 2023 among fathers in Spain and California, even found reductions in something called gray matter. Now, that might sound worrying, but it probably isn't. Researchers believe this is part of a natural process called pruning. Think of pruning a tree. You trim away unnecessary branches so the healthy ones grow stronger. The brain appears to do something remarkably similar. It removes unnecessary connections, allowing the most important ones to work faster and more efficiently. In other words, fatherhood may actually help the brain specialize for caring. So, how did scientists discover all of this? Researchers compared brain scans taken before and after men became fathers. One particularly important study, published in 2014, looked at 3 different groups: heterosexual mothers who were the primary caregivers, heterosexual fathers who were secondary caregivers, and gay fathers who were the primary caregivers. What they discovered was remarkable. All 3 groups showed changes in what scientists call the parental caregiving network. Put simply, it's a collection of brain regions that help adults understand emotions, recognize what a baby needs, and respond with care. Perhaps the biggest surprise was that fathers who spent more time caring for their children developed brain activity that looked much more like that of mothers. This suggests something incredibly important. It's not only pregnancy that shapes the brain. Daily caregiving itself can reshape it too. Love, attention, and spending time with a child may literally rewire the mind. So, why does this discovery really matter? Because it changes how we think about fathers. It tells us that involved dads aren't simply helping mothers. They're going through their own biological journey into parenthood. Understanding these brain changes could improve support for millions of families. It may encourage workplaces to offer better paternity leave, giving fathers more time to bond with their newborns. It could also improve healthcare. Researchers estimate that up to 1 in 10 fathers experiences postnatal depression or anxiety. Recognizing this earlier means fathers can receive help instead of struggling in silence. And healthier fathers often lead to healthier mothers, stronger family relationships, and better emotional development for children. Everyone benefits. Of course, there are still many unanswered questions. Scientists have studied mothers' brains for decades. Research on fathers is only just beginning. Most existing studies involve relatively small numbers of participants, so larger international studies will be needed before scientists can answer every question. Another challenge is recognizing depression in fathers. Instead of sadness, it may appear as anger, irritability, emotional distance, or even unhealthy coping behaviors such as substance misuse. Sadly, these signs are often overlooked. Experts like Devika Bhushan, a public health physician and adjunct faculty member at Stanford University School of Medicine, believe healthcare should evolve. Rather than focusing only on mothers, future support systems should care for both parents together, because the goal is wonderfully simple. Healthier parents create healthier families. This discovery reminds us that becoming a parent isn't simply an emotional journey, it's also a biological one. Fatherhood doesn't just change a man's daily routine, it may actually reshape his brain, helping him become more attentive, more compassionate, and better prepared for one of life's greatest responsibilities. As scientists continue exploring the remarkable connection between parenting and the brain, one message is becoming increasingly clear. Raising children doesn't simply build the next generation. It also transforms the people raising them. And perhaps that is one of nature's most remarkable designs. Now we'd love to hear from you. Do you think fathers receive enough emotional and mental health support after a baby is born? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's discovery, please like, share, and subscribe to Innovative Scientific Discovery for more amazing science stories that help us better understand ourselves and the world around us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next discovery.